Hey, how's it going, guys? Today we're going to be looking at the AK and comparing it to the SCAR and the AUG, and basically just breaking it down and give you guys my opinion. A lot of times this is going to come down to personal preference, but most of the times a lot of the top pros do come to an agreement as to which guns are going to be the more preferred guns. And now we have 3 assault rifles in the game, and I think this might be the first time we have 3 assault rifles that are very close in skill and in effectiveness and power. So we're going to talk about these, the AK, the AUG, and the SCAR, and see which one's top in which situations, what players are using them. If you guys want to know more about this stuff, continue watching the video, because in the gameplay I end up talking about my thoughts while I use the ARs. Also subscribe so that you don't miss any content from this channel. We're always uploading content like this so you guys can stay on top of your Fortnite game and have an advantage over your opponents. So let's just look at some of the basic fundamentals of the AK. The gold AK is going to do 41 damage. It's going to have a 4.25 fire rate, which is a little bit faster than the burst, but it's actually faster than the burst. No, it's slower than the burst. Sorry, it's slower than the burst and slower than the SCAR. So it's gonna have the slowest fire rate out of all the guns. The fire rate is the same on all the varieties of the AK: blue, purple, and gold, and also green and gray. And of course, they have the new system where you can turn an assault rifle like a SCAR into an AK using the side grade, and you can also go from the AK to a SCAR. But right now, I don't think AKs are really dropping from chest, so the only way to get them is to do the side grade. The thing that you gotta remember here is that here's the thing. The purple heavy assault rifle, the purple AK, is really when I feel like the AK becomes very, very viable and very strong. The blue AK, it still has a problem where you can see the bloom on the blue AK. Actually, the bloom on the blue AK compared to like the gold. Once you start shooting with a blue AK, it really has a much wider spread, I feel like, compared to the gold. The gold has a much quicker reset, and it even sounds differently. It even sounds different. Same thing with the purple. You can see the reset on the purple, and then the blue, it's just a little bit slower. That's a pretty big deal. Besides from the damage difference between the blue and the purple, it's a pretty big deal. I would say that like the blue AK is kind of similar to the blue pump in the terms where there's a huge difference between the blue pump and the purple pump. And I think when it comes to AKs, it's going to be the same thing. There's definitely a huge jump from the blue to the purple. It feels like a completely different gun. I feel like I hit a lot more shots with the purple and gold compared to the blue. Obviously, they're more accurate because they're higher rarity and they do more damage. That's a given. But I think there's more to it in terms of the bloom, in terms of the reset, in terms of the reload time. Of course, that's already quicker. It just feels like a much more powerful version of the gun once you go from blue to purple. Now, from purple to gold, at that point, you're just getting a little bit more damage. You go from 37 damage to 39 to 41. So it's 2, 2, 2, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2. Now, the important part is AK versus SCAR and AUG. Okay? Let's talk about that. AK is going to be the hardest hitting individual bullet. So the SCAR, you hit somebody in the body, 36. AK is 41. Now, that's only 4 damage difference, but when we're talking about headshots, the damage difference jumps up significantly because the headshots are multiplied. So it's going to be exponential growth right here. Headshot with this is going to be 72. Headshot with the gold AK, 82. So 10 more damage with the AK when you headshot people. So the AK is going to be putting out more burst damage than the SCAR. But I think the AK still loses to the AUG in terms of burst damage just because of the AUG's ability to potentially headshot on every bullet, and it's shooting 3 bullets at a time. So once you actually hit all 3 of those, compared to the AK speed, it's just a little bit slower. So the AUG still has the best burst potential. The AK, I feel like, has really good burst potential, but you do got to be careful with when you're spamming it. The SCAR, when you're spamming it, it's gonna get this big. AK spamming it. So actually, the AK, when it's spammed, the gold one in particular, it doesn't have as big of a bloom as you would expect. But I think what it is with the AK is that maybe when you're moving, that's when the bloom can really or when you're jumping. That's when the bloom can really expand. As you can see with the gold scar, when you're jumping up and down, the bloom barely moves. It moves a little bit, but it's not very noticeable. But when you look at the gold AK, for example, it's a really big bloom difference when you're jumping. So the AK is definitely going to reward people who are more, you know, not jumping around, not moving a lot, and just kind of going for those tap shots. While the scar has a little more flexibility in being used as an SMG if you need it to be, because like you can shotgun somebody and then swap to your scar and still have pretty accurate shots even while jumping. While the AK is going to have a much bigger bloom. Like look at this bloom right here. This is the bullet literally, and it keeps expanding, especially if you're sprinting, you're jumping. That's a huge bloom. Look how big that gets compared to the scar. Even when you're at your maximum, it's about half of that. So knowing these things, I'll talk about it more in the gameplay, but knowing these things, you do got to be careful when you have the AK. All right, the AK, I feel like it'll be really important to have an SMG follow up to your shotgun, because I think if you shoot your pump shotgun and you follow it up with an AK, it's very likely that one, the shot is going to be much slower with the AK, so you won't get to hit them as quickly, which can come down to that. If both people are just in a box shooting each other, it can come down to whoever can shoot faster, and the AK is going to shoot really slow. On top of that, the bloom is really big when you're moving like that, so it's not going to be as flexible, and it's not going to be a gun that you want to use as an SMG substitute. So with all that being said, I gotta say, I think the AK has a lot of potential, especially with very accurate players, but the infantry rifle is probably what the AK would be, or would have to be, if it wants to compete against the scar and the burst, because the AK feels like it shoots slow like the infantry, but it doesn't have as much flexibility in terms of like the infantry can't really be used as an SMG, neither can the AK, and they both have big bloom when you're moving around, but the infantry still used to hit harder and had faster shots and faster first shot accuracy reset. So it'll be interesting to see how things go for the AK, but like my initial impressions is that the scar is going to be your go-to for those consistent long range, you know, tags, and also the scar is your go-to if you're trying to use Aiko. Why would you do Aiko? Okay, the scar is your go-to if you're trying to use it as a substitute for an SMG if you're not running an SMG, and the AUG is going to be your go-to if you're looking for that heavy burst hitting damage, but the AK does have range over the AUG. The AK definitely has longer range than the AUG, but for heavy burst and maximum damage, the AUG is going to be your go-to. The AK kind of floats in between, but you got to be really careful when you're using it to make sure you're resetting that first shot accuracy. It's probably going to be the stronger pick for medium range fights, and not as strong in close range, and also not as strong in very long range, because of the bloom and because of the fact that it shoots slower, so you have less time to shoot really long range and then shoot again before your opponent's build. So I think there's going to be a sweet spot with the AK, which is going to be the medium range fights, where it can really shine. You can really put down opponents very quickly. So I'm going to play some games and talk more about the ARs as I'm playing. He got that AK. Okay, now we're talking. Let's talk about the AK. Like I said, my opinion is that the AK is going to be shining in the medium range. Not as much in the long range, purely due to the bloom that we talked about. Like the bloom is good, but requires you to be very still, and it shoots slower than the scar. So the long range, I feel like scar still beats the AK, just because you're able to get more shots off. Yada yada. The bloom reset's pretty similar. But and then close range, we talked about the bloom making it harder to be used in close range because it's harder to follow up with your shotgun and you swap to your AK. I don't know if you know this, but the AK suffers from a lot from like when you snipe and then you swap to your AK. The bloom on the AK is so big, and that's been a problem for a while, and it's probably still going to be a problem with this version of the AK as well. Same thing applies with shotgun. You shoot your shotgun, you swap to your AK. There's a little bit of a bloom, noticeable bloom increase, but it's not as bad, I guess, with the purple one. But you got to be careful when you're swapping, especially from sniper. So yeah, we'll see. Long range, it's probably still going to be good. Get some decent damage right there. It's got 60. But really, medium range is where it's gonna shine. Also, I love the sound of the AK. It sounds really good. Like it's not very loud and obnoxious. Which some other guns might have had problems with that. Idiot. Idiot. 750. No, it's even less. It's even less. So to go from purple to gold is 200, 200, 200. And that's less than it was to go from blue to purple, which was 250, 250, 250. So they really made the upgrade station a lot more viable. You can swap, you know, from AR to AK, AK to AR, and then it's also a lot cheaper. That's great. I like that. I'm a big fan of that. I've always advocated for that. But now we got the gold AK. Problem is we don't have a whole lot of health right now. The last patch, like yesterday. Now it's 200 of each from purple to gold, 150 each from blue to purple. It's a lot more affordable. I really want to get into more fights with the AK. I just feel like solos are not. Honestly, it's hard to get the footage in solos because like everyone just dies so quickly. That's just me missing. But you really got to tap. You got to really tap it. And you don't have to tap it as much with the SCAR. But medium range, that's where this gets hot. Ow. Holy crap, I got just cranked. Oh, wow. What the? This is going to go into the heal off chat. I'm calling it. Do we have enough heals for this? All right. I nearly just killed myself. Like I said, it's medium range AK. It's got so much pressure. It's got so much pressure. Let him heal up. Get some good shots on him. He's like dancing. Poor guy. Is he trying to tell me something? Trying to communicate to me? Coming down to this, boys. I didn't lie when I said it was coming down to a heal off, right, chat? I didn't lie. I feel like he was trying to bait me into like playing around with him.